The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I'm one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is...
F you, Honor. Hello, honored gentlemen and ladies. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. What's up, bitches?
Okay. I'm just fucking with you. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That's funny. He's not funny, guys.
Yeah.
It's Hobbit jokes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which-
Digging deep. Digging
All right.
deep.
We'll get into it in a second, the Hobbit jokes that happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but I'm aware.
Yeah.
I don't deny it.
No, I'm talking about what we're about to start talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Full of them.
Yes. For tonight on the chopping block, we're bringing you another episode of From Into the Dark, or movie, I should say. Yeah, this is season 1, episode 7 from the Into the Dark series. I'm just fucking with you, and this one's got some stuff.
Yeah,
they got a little twists and turns in it. It looks like fucking. I don't know that hotel. What's that hotel called? The Pink Motel.
The
Lounge?
the Pink. They're not even trying. It's all neon. It's
it's disgusting.
It gave me a headache. Yeah, I would be able to stay there because there's so much neon and
it's
pink.
Like if you took all of the neon from like Hong Kong or like Tokyo and crammed it into a motel.
Yeah,
that's what you got.
It literally looks like it's a hotel that's like smack dab in like old Vegas.
Oh yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah, truth. So this one was directed by Adam Mason. I have no idea what the fuck else he did.
Yeah.
I also didn't bother looking. He might have done some awesome shit. I don't know. That's it. That there you go. So this one. So we get introduced to our main character right off the bat. What's his name? Larry.
Yeah,
and
Larry.
He's like, that dude was in. I don't know the actor's name. But he was in like what Wedding Crashers, and
yeah, he was
a weird
creepy
son.
brother. Yeah, he was a creepy son. That
creepy. Yeah, he drew a fucking picture of the dude naked they just met. That's fucking creepy.
There's just something about that actor.
Sneaks
Whatever
into his
role
bedroom and like fucking.
He's just creepy. He's just like, we need someone to creep the people the fuck out. Like, that guy. Yeah.
Hey, right here. Because that's basically what he did. So he's traveling to an ex's wedding. All right, what is it with this theme of going to your ex's wedding? Because there was that thing with the treehouse.
Treehouse, yeah.
Who the fuck's going to their ex's wedding?
Well, who's
doing that?
But at least this has kind of a basis of like it's part of the story, as the treehouse one didn't really fucking matter.
Yeah.
Like
no,
this
it
one
did at the end when he showed up and like had to hug his daughter and say I'm sorry right before the wedding.
Right.
Because that's proper timing.
Yeah. But I think this ex's wedding establishes that Larry is such a like pushover, like he lives his world being a troll online, but besides that he's neurotic. He's like literally just a pushover.
He's a sociopath.
Yeah,
clearly. Like, yeah, you basically when you get introduced to the main character Larry, you're like almost like this is the bad guy, because he just like, so when he shows up at he stops at the Pink Motel and Lounge. That's his fucking name. And he goes to check in, and nobody's at the front desk, so he goes to the bar, and then Chester's at the bar, and he's the bartender.
Yeah.
Right? But he's also Chester.
Oh.
Yeah. But he's also the guy he's also the front desk guy, and yada, yada, yada. And Chester's just talking the shit, making goofs, blah, blah. And Larry is just being a giant dick.
Yeah. Yeah, when he walks in there, Chester's talking to this like biker guy. Chester's like sitting up on the counter, just shooting the shit with this biker, and like, hey, sorry, I'm over here, gotta do double duty and stuff like that. Like, which, you run into, especially arriving
the Pink
late.
Motel and Lounge.
Yeah, well, especially running there kind of late at night where like they're not booming with business. So
it's kind of like the Bates Motel. There's one person. There you go. Well, that's it. See?
But immediately like Larry, like Chester's already joking around. He's joking with the biker. He's very like laid back. Like, oh yeah, you're good, man. Oh, just hand me cash, and I'll give you a key. It's not a big fucking deal. And that's where we get our first Chester kind of setup where Larry hands him the cash. He's like, okay, cool. And he's just like, you need to give me a credit card, man. You haven't paid for your room yet. And Larry's like, no, I just gave you cash. He's like, no, I don't remember you doing that, man. And Larry's like, no, I know. He's like, oh, empty your fucking pockets, because I know I gave you money. And he's like, dude, fucking give me your credit card or you're not fucking staying here. And Larry starts losing shit. And then Chester, as the title of the movie, I'm just fucking with you.
And this is where you get the first little thing too, where every time you get one of Chester's punchlines, there's like an eagle screech,
which I fucking love. All right, it's that cheesy like. I get like a Chuck Norris movie in my head where there's just that weird eagle screech in the background.
I was just thinking like this should have been somewhere in Team America.
Oh yeah,
like one of them, should like have always had a screech at some point.
This movie is very much like Chester in that it's just it's embracing the neon cheesiness of everything. Like it's again, like he says something and then eagle screech. Screech. Like, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I will say this, of the Into the Dark movies, I would definitely say the acting in this is much, much higher than, just stronger. I thought the guy playing Larry, he sold it as a creep. He was that weird neurotic creep. He's sanitizing. Literally, he spends the first hour going into his room, changing the sheets, sanitizing everything, which you might want to do at the Pink Hotel anyway.
Dude, it's like it's a whole other level.
I think that's what he does wherever he goes.
Exactly. Like, yeah, so he's extremely OCD. He, like I said, he carries around his own little bottles of cleaners wherever he goes, or I guess I'm assuming it's wherever he goes, not just when he goes on trips.
Yeah.
His own bed sheets, yada yada. And then, he settles in his room after he does like doesn't he clean like the shower and shit too?
He cleans literally everything in the room.
All right. So then he finally sits down and he hops on his computer, and this is where he found out he's a fucking troll. What's his name?
Well, during the opening credits, you start seeing somebody trolling the same page. It's the same person, and every picture, it's like, wow, she could take a bunch of dicks. Whoa, but you don't know. Then what's he doing in his free time? After he's cleaned for fucking hours, sits down, and time to troll.
Oh, yeah, he's the perfect example of the internet fisticuffs guy.
Yep.
Where he'll throw it at you all day on the internet, but face to face, you put his fucking face in the dirt.
Which I appreciate that, because like he is such, he doesn't want to cause any problems or anything like that. But when he's online, he's vicious. He'll like say the worst fucking shit.
It's a programming flaw 3489, I believe is what his name is. Yeah. So, and Larry is waiting on his sister to go to the said wedding with him as well, right? Rachel?
Yeah. Rachel's supposed to meet him at that hotel, and then they're supposed to go to the wedding, because obviously he needs somebody there. He needs a sister. Like, she's like his, like walk him through kind of like things now. Like, there's no way he's going to this wedding by himself. So he goes to his room. Larry takes a shower, comes out of the shower, and can't get out of his fucking the bathroom door.
This is the hold the door prank.
And then you hear Chester again going, "Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you, man. That door is fucked up, man. I should have told you before you checked in. Yeah, it's all fucked up when you take a shower. You got to really, really kick it." And he's like, "I know what you're doing." He's like, "No, I'm being dead serious. You got to really like put some elbow grease into it. You got to get that." And of course, Larry pounces on the door. Chester opens it up. He falls down, and there's, I'm just fucking with you. And this is where you're like, okay, the first couple times Chester was fucking with him. It's checking in, stuff like that. Now he's in his room.
Yeah, so he's in his room. It's like invasion of private space, and that's just a little. You start saying, all right, this is a little too much. But the thing is, you never, as the story goes on, you never really see Chester doing anything per se. You still kind of feel that Larry is still kind of the bad guy.
Yeah.
Through most of the movie.
Yeah, just that he's not able to take a joke. As the best way I can put it is that Chester is, I'm this guy, I'm going to throw a billion jokes, but it's April Fool's Day, so I'm going to fuck with you, and I have to do it.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And Larry's the type that, like, can we just get down to the brass tacks of things? God damn it. Like, very, like, tight, like, fucking, you take a lump of coal, put up there, you're going to get a fucking diamond kind of. Like, yeah. I mean, and so they are just personality clashing. But again, Larry's so neurotic that he keeps messaging Rachel, his sister, nothing. And he starts getting paranoid. There's an accident he sees on the news. He's worried about that. And of course, Chester calls him up. He's like, "Hey, I got some news on your sister, and I just want to let you know that yeah, she's gonna be late because she's like taking a bunch of dicks right now. And like it's one of those moments where you think like your sister's been in a terrible accident. Nope, no, just another point. So after a while, Larry just starts getting so fucking done with that shit that he's like, fuck this. He's like, I'm done here. And then Chester mentions his sister's name, Rachel. He's like, look, man, Rachel will be here pretty soon. And Larry's like,
I never told you her name.
I never told you her name.
Never told you her name.
And that's when he thinks, wait, did she check in? And this Chester motherfucker who, is just fucking with me left and right, she's being held captive or something.
Yeah.
He has gone to the highest level of being neurotic that he's just like, so he calls the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And
cops show up and
this is what's awesome is that cops show up. Larry is freaking out. He's like, he's got my sister and he knows her name and all this. And the cop is this, as we've brought up in other horror movie tropes, the old black sheriff rolling up in there going, all right, what's the problem? Yeah. And so Larry is acting exactly like the suspect by already freaking out. And there's Chester going, man, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And what's beautiful is that Chester hands the sheriff the paperwork for the sister, and as the sheriff turns around to look at it, Chester looks at Larry, punches himself in the face, and he's like, hey man, why you punch me? And then,
that's right, he started the fight. And
so this cop's like, all right, this dude Larry already looked like he was on edge, and now he's attacking the hotel employee.
Now at this point didn't they also reveal that Chester had been spying on him with the cameras and stuff like that too? Or did that come after?
I think it was after.
I don't know if it doesn't go back to the room after this, does it?
It does later on.
I know Chester, because after this, Chester
there's
kills
little
the cop.
shots. There's little shots of above in the ceiling, looking down. But I don't know if it's ever established that he knows that for sure.
Okay, because I know, after this, Chester ends up killing the cop.
Yeah, well, Rachel shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then the cop's like, all right, if I fucking come back here, I'm gonna arrest both you motherfuckers because I'm done with this shit. So cop leaves. Then sister and Larry, and they Chester apologized. Oh man, I got too out of hand. They actually bond for a little while because they go to the pool and they're drinking,
chill and hang out.
And so
he's making those fucking drinks in the coconut or some shit. Yeah.
So they kind of everything seems pretty fucking chill. So then you go back, Larry and his sister crash out. Then you hear the biker who, at the beginning, who's staying in the hotel, comes out. He has his bike that's parked right outside of his room. You hear him screaming. Larry and his sister wake up to look out there, and somebody's drawn this giant cock on the top of this biker's bike, and he is freaking the fuck out. Here comes Chester, and he's like, look at that, a cock on the cock rocket. Like,
was it the cock on the crotch rocket? Or
yeah. And pretty much, biker is not happy. There is no such thing as joking with this dude. So immediately he's like, fuck you, and just wails on fucking Chester, nails Chester. And that's where we get our first indication that there's more to Chester than this goofy ass motherfucker, because he beats the fuck out of that biker.
He beats
literally the biker gets one good punch, and then Chester kicks and punches him, and literally the biker's on the ground trying to drag away. But right before he punched him, he pulled out a knife because he was so pissed off. Chester literally, and Larry and his sister in the background, and literally Chester takes that knife and he's like hovering over him where they can't see it, and he takes the knife and just stabs the biker in the fucking ear. He's like, oh, hold on, buddy. Hold on, let me see what I can do. And he's like, as he's talking about that,
he's just stabbing
and you realize, oh, this motherfucker is psycho. That the actor that plays Chester carries this fucking movie.
Oh, totally. Totally.
That's the whole thing, is he plays this psychotic that just kind of almost like a Joker, I would say, like the Joker, where it's all for fun, but he's gonna fucking kill you at the end of the day.
Exactly. No, definitely straight faced until he's not.
Yeah.
And
So pretty much, cop shows up at that point. He's like,
cop's dead.
You again, because there he sees Larry, and Larry's
ultimately that he kills the cop, right?
Yeah, because Larry finds the old couple that own the motel bodies in there, so they're like, this motherfucker's killing people. Cop's like, oh really? Because you seem the one to be on edge. Fucking tasered him, and then I thought it was badass. Chester takes one of the what are the handcuff cords they use? The
zip ties.
Takes it, literally throws it around the cop's head, and then starts the cop fucking choking to death because that thing's fully tight. And then he plays like, oh my God. Chester's like, oh my God, what's happening to you, man? What can I do? And he's hovering over, but he's not actually
doing anything.
Just... And then just watches this cop fucking die.
Yeah. That
And then there's a lot more of just Chester fucking with them left and right. He like makes them think they're gonna get away. They hop in the car. He shoved a bunch of like shit in their tailpipe.
Tailpipe joke. Yeah. It's really, the rest of the movie is just them like fucking moving. No one else gets killed.
Well, no. The sister.
Oh, Rachel does get killed. Yes,
you get where he keeps tasing the fuck out of Larry, and then Larry wakes up. His sister's not there, and Chester gives him this cocktail that just like is making Larry loopy as fuck after being tased, and he's just like, "Hey man, come on man, let's make the world right, man. Let's just get everything out," and has him confess on video that he's a troll and all this shit going on. All right, cool. I have evidence that you're the bad guy. And the scene right after that, I think, is probably my favorite scene because literally Chester's like, your sister's in the bathroom, dude. Yeah, she was just waiting to come out and surprise you. You go in there. Larry walks in there. There's his sister fucking strangled to death, partied up. Like, Chester not only killed her, but he dressed her up. And as he's realizing his sister is fucking dead, Chester is taking that video where Larry's confessing to being a troll and posted it on Twitter. And he's like, oh man, people are not happy with you right now. So as he's dealing with his sister being fucking dead, he's like, yeah, dude, you've already got like 50 angry messages, including your ex, who says you better not go anywhere near that fucking wedding.
Yeah.
I think it was just fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Outside of Chester killing people, he was still doing it in a way that was just like, oh, you're not really a bad guy, which is weird. It's that manipulative kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And by this point, you're just kind of, all right,
we're having fun here. I mean, people are going to die, but we're having fun, right?
At this point, you're just like, all right, no, you're fucking, yeah. You're a terrible person.
Yeah, because then he has another pool party, except this time with all the dead bodies set up. So the dead biker, the dead cop.
This is where you start seeing him go like Norman Bates, too, because he quiets down. And he's kind of looks, he just has that like psychotic stare while he's talking. So all the joy in this scene out of him is gone. Yep, just completely gone.
Yeah, and so you realize, this is just bad timing. Literally, Chester showed up and is just on a fun serial killer
spree.
Yeah. So but pretty much everything sets up where Chester's like, all right, I'm gonna pretty much kill you now. Larry's like, hold on, and let's go to the wedding. If I'm gonna go out, I want to go out of the bank. Let's go to the wedding, and I will just ram my car into a bunch of motherfuckers. Hopefully my ex and her, soon-to-be husband, and you can kill me. I'm going to die anyway, so can we do it that way? And Chester's like, you know what?
Fuck yeah.
You're starting to get my humor. He's like, all right, finally I'm starting to like you, because up till now, you didn't get any of my jokes, and that was aggravating the fuck out of me. You are on my level now, and I really appreciate that. Again, sort of Joker, kind of like, go into my world. So Larry gets into his sister's car, and Chester's like, and they bring his sister dead and put her in the back seat.
Yeah, they do.
And it's an adventure.
Well, Larry is fucking gone. He's gone at this point.
But they're driving, and then Larry's like, you know what? I actually have something funny to tell you. And Chester is like, what? He's like, so my sister had this dog, and she fucking treated this dog, like worshipped this dog, but she had the dog sit in the front seat. And Chester's like, oh, okay. And he's like, she would put the seatbelt on, stuff like that. The one thing she made sure of, because she was so scared, is she deactivated the fucking airbag on that side so that there would be nothing that would happen to her dog while it was sitting in the front. And then he fucking guns it and slams into the fucking wall.
Yeah. Yep.
And then post credits, but then everybody that was killed at the hotel all comes back on the Pink Hotel serial killer, Larry, who has a twisted confession that he put on fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like, you're the fucking worst person. So now he's a troll, but he's also in real life.
Serial killer.
Yeah. And it's perfect.
Chester, he technically won.
Yeah.
Chester won. So
I was really impressed with this. And I think it's pretty much on one spot. It's all in the hotel.
Except for that one driving scene at the end.
Yeah.
It's all in the hotel.
But I think the guy that played Larry did a great job. The guy that played Chester fucking
killed
phenomenal.
it.
And the way he
Rachel really
looks,
didn't,
he looked kind of like David Koresh in a way. He had the kind of weird beard with the weird glasses,
super curly hair.
Yeah, and then he would
The
change
Hawaiian
it.
shirts.
He'd change out of Hawaiian shirts, but he also wore this jacket that was obviously 2 sizes too small, and he would zip it up. And for some reason, it just threw me off. Like, it was not like he was trying to be hipster, just like, yeah, I found this jacket. I'm gonna wear it anyway.
Fuck it. Yeah, no. I enjoyed this one. It definitely made up for stinker we had.
Yeah.
We had a couple stinkers before this in the series. We didn't cover all of them, but there were a couple stinkers. We'll get to those.
Yeah, but I think this one, this definitely hits it's over an hour, not too much over an hour, but it fits exactly what I think Into the Dark should be.
Yeah.
Which is, if this was released theatrically and it was another 20 minutes, I think it would be too long. This is almost the perfect running time.
Yeah, so it's like 82 minutes or 80 minutes.
You get about five or six kills in it. You get a lot of just back and forth between Larry and Chester, but it never seemed that it was just dragging or just trying to fill space where, like we talked about with some of the other Into the Darks.
Oh yeah, it's just
they were
dead
like,
zone, dead spots.
let's
Dead
just fill
spots.
this with some bullshit, whatever. This one just flows really, really well, and I really like the way it ended. So.
Yeah, the ending was. I couldn't believe the ending when I saw it. I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome!" Because I was like, just finally, like, because you do realize at the point, like I said, most of this movie, you feel like Larry's the bad guy when you know that it's Chester, but the way it's portrayed is Larry's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But then you hit that spot where Larry confesses that he's a bad guy. Like we went over that scene, and then when he sees his dead sister, and then you see what Chester's doing, you're like, "Oh no, Chester is totally the fucking bad guy."
Yeah.
But
and a lot of the stuff Chester did throughout the night was setting up Larry to take the fall for all the murders.
Exactly. He knew as soon as he saw Larry walk into that motel that, I got it. We're good. But by the end of it, Larry does a fucked up thing, but he's still a good guy in my book.
Yeah.
Because
but it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late because all the murders are pinned on him.
Mm-hmm.
He confessed. It was uploaded, and there's also a letter that was the letter to end all letters that he was going to give his ex at her wedding. Like, that was the biggest, like, non-internet thing he was going to do, was he had a letter, and it was like, "You are the fucking worst person in the world. I hope you fucking die." Like, it was this letter he was going to hand to her, so he just got it out. So not only did Chester post the video of him, but also a shot of the letter, just to add that last little bit of how much of a fucking prick Larry could be.
God. Yeah. So really, the only character that's potentially likable in this was Rachel, but you didn't really get much of her. So,
yeah.
I mean, Chester was kind of likable to a point.
He was likable if you just sit back and, like, you enjoy that he is just embracing fucking with people the entire time. And he's just having a good old time. Just like, he has several pool parties with dead bodies. He just has,
It's easy pickings. You don't got to bring much supplies.
Exactly.
What you need. I mean, hey.
I would definitely say, of the Into the Darks that we've watched up to this point, if I were to tell someone to start with one, this would be probably the one I would say the go-to one. I think the first one we did, the Valentine's Day one, that I'm drawing a blank on now, Down?
Oh, yeah, Down.
Yeah. Down's pretty close, but I would say this is kind of the top tier for me so far, just because it holds up, the pacing is good, it doesn't feel like it has any filler parts in it. So
agreed. And that's one I'll rewatch. There are some that I will never watch again, and this is definitely not
this
one
one.
of
I
them.
think specifically the performances is why I would rewatch it.
And as much as Larry, that actor does a good job. Like, Chester's just fucking funny.
It's fucking Chester, man.
It's fucking funny, man.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm debating about dressing like Chester for fucking Halloween. It's an easy costume. I mean, you just get a fucking curly fro wig and some glasses.
You look more like dude from Friday the 13th Part 3 if you dress like that.
Oh yeah.
Shelley.
I'm just saying, Chester's an easy fucking costume, man.
It is an easy costume, yeah.
Get a jacket that's 2 sizes too small, hold it in and zip it up.
Yep. So, all right, that's it. This survives the chopping block all day. Like I said, it was very entertaining. I'll rewatch the crap out of this. I've already rewatched it. All the characters, they are good acting. Chester's just the man. That's what you got.
Yep.
So, and if you ever see a hotel that's got way too much neon, don't stop there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a madness tip. Just a tip.
Just a tip.
All right. Until we talk to you again, stay safe.
us at GUIPodcast.com.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.